Hi everyone and welcome to Chaz's Lifestyle. In today's episode, I will be showing you how I make this quick and easy chicken and rice. First things first, all of my ingredients will be listed down below in the description box. So if you're interested in making this recipe, be sure to go take a screenshot of those ingredients. So I have some boneless and skinless chicken thighs that I already pre-cleaned off camera. I'm just adding a little bit of olive oil and giving that a quick mix. Now with the olive oil, it will help your seasoning stick on the chicken very well. So be sure you add a little bit of olive oil. Next, I'm going to go ahead and add half of that seasoning mixture you see me mixing earlier. I will save the other half for later. We're going to season up our rice as well. After I add in those seasonings, I will give that a really good mix and ensure that I rub those seasonings very well on the chicken. Now, if you're not in a crunch time, go ahead and wrap up that bowl and place it in the refrigerator and let that marinate for at least 30 minutes. Now in a preheated cast iron skillet, I added a little bit of oil, just a touch, and I will be searing my chicken thighs on each side just for about 2 to 3 minutes. Don't worry about it being fully cooked right now because it will cook in the rice and be very tender as it's cooking in that broth. I wish y'all could smell it through the camera, y'all. Oh my gosh, the flavors. I know it's going to be so good because look at the color on that chicken. Okay, so now, like I said, after about 2 to 3 minutes, go ahead and flip it on the other side and let that cook for an additional 2 to 3 minutes. My heat is on a medium heat. You don't need it on a high heat. Like I said, we're just giving this a little color and a little sear on each side. So after about 3 minutes, I went ahead and added that chicken back into that bowl. Yes, this is where my raw chicken was at first, and it's perfectly fine. Like I said, we're going to continue cooking this chicken in the rice as we're cooking the rice, okay? So you want to keep all those bits and flavor. Oh, look at that flavor right there. In that pot, that's going to help give your dish more flavor. So now I have some diced onions that I will be adding to my skillet, and I will saute that. I just want to get it a light caramelization. I don't want anything too much. And as you can see, the onions are absorbing all that flavor from the oils and the seasonings, the bits and pieces in the skillet, which is perfect. So once my onions are pretty caramelized to my liking, I will be adding in that tomato paste, and you want to mix it just to help melt it up a little bit and soften it up and get it in there real well. Now I will be adding in some tomatoes. I drained them pretty well, but as you know, the tomatoes hold a lot of liquid. It's okay as you're stirring and mixing it very well, it will cook off the rest of that liquid. After about a minute or two, I went in and added my roasted garlic. So after about 2 minutes, I went ahead and added the parboiled rice. Now you can use jasmine rice or whatever you like, but I love me some parboiled rice. Next, I'm going to add in my homemade green seasoning. If you would like the recipe to that green seasoning, I will have it linked down below. So be sure to check that out. It's just a mixture of vegetables and onions. Okay. So next I will be adding in some chickpeas for a little texture, and we will mix that very well until the rice is absorbed with all of those flavors. So after I mix it all up together, I am adding in my chicken broth. You can use low sodium, you can use vegetable broth, or you just can use water. Just make sure you season to taste. But for me personally, I recommend chicken broth. So I'm going to mix it all until the chicken broth is lightly covering the rice. You don't want too much, you don't want it mushy. So as you can see, I added in those remaining seasonings that I saved earlier. Next, I'm going to add in 2 bay leaves, give that a good mix, and we're going to add in the chicken after that. I went ahead and turned my heat up to a medium high just to get it to a slight boil. And while it's boiling slightly and reaching that temp, I'm adding in those skinless and boneless chicken thighs. And you want to make sure it's pretty much covered by that chicken broth to ensure it comes out very tender and it cooks fully. Now with parboiled rice, it doesn't take too long to really cook as the regular rice. I would recommend just leaving it in there covered for about 20 minutes. Usually I use foil or plastic wrap and cover that with a lid to help absorb more of that water. So as you can see, it came to a boil. So I covered it, put it on low, let it cook and do its thing for about 20 minutes, and look how it came out. So beautiful, so amazing. Look at the chicken thighs. Oh my gosh, y'all, full of flavor. So now I am removing the chicken thighs just so I can mix up that rice. Look how amazing that rice came out. So perfect, so delicious. 30-minute meals. Super quick and super easy. If you decide to make this recipe, you already know, don't forget to tag me on Instagram at Chaz's Cuisines. Also, if you enjoyed this recipe, be sure to give me a thumbs up. Subscribe if you aren't a part of the family already, and comment your favorite part.